Doing fine, I would self. Hey Terry. It's a garden dibble. Garden dibble. So you can use it since I have it marked off in a half inch and then an inch, inch. So you can use it to plant your seeds. Your seed starts out of your potting. Yep. These are honey dippers. Yes. That's about a 2 tablespoon coffee scoop. No, it wouldn't be hard to make it a pipe. I just have to hollow it out. That's the walnut and the mineral oil. Yep.
What are you selling these for?
15.
I can't shop till then. That's not a rule, right? Because
Yep. It's a garden dibble. A garden dibble. I have it marked off in half inch, inch, and then the rest are inches. But you can, since most seeds are planted about a half inch, you just put it in the, when you pull like a tomato start out of one of the starting cups, you can mark it and drive it in and twist it. A garden dibble.
Half inch.
Then it goes to an inch all the way up.
So like if you take a tomato package, you can measure it, and you take this
And like most seeds are half an inch, so you just dimple the soil, throw your seed in there, and rake some soil back over top of it. Or if you have bulbs like tulip bulbs or anything like that, you can they're 6 inches, so it can be planted to whatever depth you need to. How y'all doing? A garden dibble? Yep. I have it marked off into a half inch because most seeds are a half inch depth when you plant them. You push it down to that line, throw your seed in, rake some soil over it, and you're done. If you take like buy a plant from like Lowe's or Walmart or something like that, or you start your own, pull it out, see how deep it is, push it into the ground there, twist it around, plant the dirt and everything right out of the other one straight into it, rake some soil up around it, and you're done. Got tulip bulbs. I know they used to be real popular back in the 80s and 90s. 6 inch depth tulip bulbs. And do same concept.
Interesting.
That's me. I'm doing well. How about yourself? These are my garden dibbles. Garden dibbles. It's an old European tool that most everyone used. But I've taken and marked it off into a half inch, and then it goes an inch from there. Yes, ma'am. So most seeds you plant are about a half inch. So you just go to that line there, drop your seed in, cover it up with soil, put some water on it, and go about your business. If you take a started plant from like Bonnie Seeds or something like that, you can take it out, measure it, do the same thing, coordinate it to how the depth you need it to do, pop your seedling in the ground, rake your soil around it, put some water in it, and go about your business. Like tulip bulbs as well, it's got a 6 inch depth all the way to here. Put it in well-worked soil, twist it around, throw your bulb in there, cover it with soil, add water, and go about your business. Yes, ma'am. I turned all these 2 days ago. I got a pretty decent one, yeah. And that one there, I modeled it off the K-bar handle. I figured you'd appreciate that. I had another veteran order 3 of them off of me for his YouTube giveaways. And so I got to talking with him, me being an Army vet, and I was like, I've got the perfect idea for some dibbles for you. And I turned out a stacked leather handle like that, like a K-bar. He absolutely loves it, so they're $15. Another thing about them is the wood that I would have put in that is from this would have been thrown away if I didn't get it to do this. And then nothing wasted. And then I took and boiled linseed oiled it to coat it like you would a shovel handle. So once it ever starts to off color, or you clean it real good with water to put it up for the fall, if you take and put some boiled linseed oil on it, it'll last you forever. They're handy. I planted all my cubrets with it this year. With my pumpkins, my watermelons, my squash, zucchini, cucumbers. I mean, I can grow. This is one of my small ones. I had one that was this long, and my nanny was like, "That's the one I want," and it was only 2 days old. Crookneck squash. And then these are, this was my prototype for a stomper. But for a pint jar, it works really great, but it's a little short for a quart. But you can really smash down some cabbage inside of a jar to make sauerkraut. Or if you're packing cucumber slices in or anything, you just need to really push something down in there. And that's the same concept with these, except for with these, you can use it with your meat grinder, your food processor. People who like to smash herbs and berries for their adult beverages as a muddler, you can use it as a muddler too. And then the honey dippers, because everybody loves honey dippers. But they're called a honey dipper, but you can use it with your sorghum, your molasses, anything thick like that. As long as you keep turning it, it just folds itself over on top of it, and then you stop and it just dribbles off. There's Temperance playing with Smudge. All right, Billy Joe, you asked for it. I turned all of these 2 days ago just for this. Then we got a stomper, crochet hook, two tablespoon coffee scoop or whatever scoop you want it for, walnut head oak handle. It's about a 1 tablespoon sweet gum head oak handle. My multi-purpose kitchen tools, which can be used as a stomper or a stomper, muddler, or a plunger for food mills and meat grinders. And then, of course, the honey dippers. My little bit of stuff I got here, but I didn't want to bring a whole lot because I do want to socialize with a lot of people. So hopefully all this stuff sells pretty quick, and then we can go about our business and having fun. Hey, how's it going? These are garden dibbles. It's a tool that was used in Europe forever. But most seeds we plant today are planted to a 1/2 inch. So that's at a 1/2 inch depth there. But you can also use it like if you buy a tomato start or something from Walmart, Lowe's, or a hardware store or something like that. You can measure the depth needed for that. Put it in your soil that you've tilled up real well. And widen the hole out, pop it out of the container, pop it in the hole, scrape some dirt up next to it, and go to town. Do whatever you need to. And then for when bulbs were real popular, like tulip bulbs and stuff like that, it's 6 inches deep, so you can get the depth you need to plant a bulb, and then work it in the dirt to open the hole up more, plant your seeds of that nature. They're all 6 inches. All the handles are just different is all it really is. Try to give it a unique. And then it looks like a pipe, but it's not. It's just a scoop for like coffee grounds or something of that nature. It's a 2 tablespoon scoop. And then that's on walnut head on this one with the oak handle. This is about a 1 tablespoon, and that's made out of sweet gum. The tree with little balls of death on it.
Hello, John. It's a ringer washer demonstration. Washing clothes.
It doesn't take me about 30 minutes or so.
To make the little one?
Yeah. They take about 15 minutes. I do everything on a lathe, so it spins it.
What are these over here?
They're called honey dippers, but you can use it on anything thick like sorghum or molasses or honey. And the concept is you put it in the honey and you pick up a big gob of honey, and as you keep spinning this, the honey will come here, but you pull it back onto it. So it doesn't make a mess over everything as you're spinning it. So then you hold your biscuit, stop it, and it'll just dribble off. And then you keep twisting it, put it back in the honey jar, and you got your honey where you want it without a mess.
So you just have to hang it over, let's say your biscuit or whatever, and just...
Yeah, and then it just dribbles off. And you can use it with your sorghum, molasses, honey, things of that nature. Yep. It's called a kraut stomper, but because most people recognize it as you would take shredded cabbage, put a little salt on it in a jar or whatnot, and you would stomp it, and it starts making its own juice. And then you just keep layering it up till you get to the top of the jar. And that's the same concept with this, except for I designed it to be a little bit smaller so you can use it in a food processor or a meat grinder, or for people who like beverages like mint juleps or berry flavored infusions or stuff like that. It's a muddler so you can crush your herbs and berries and put in your adult beverages. And then that's one that everybody likes looking at. It's a crochet hook that I did the same thing. I turned it on the lathe. And then I took a pocket knife and shaved out the hook.
Hang on to that. Try not to discriminate. Are you a veteran?
Yes, sir. He don't. It's not really like you know how like when a lion roars, you got that sound wave coming out and it stuns things. Yeah, he's got something going on like that. But he's a really good dog. He doesn't hardly ever bark or anything of that nature. He's a big sweetheart.
Is he a house dog?
Hmm?
Is he a house dog?
Partially, yes. I've seen pictures of him up on a Little Tykes baby slide, just laying there outside. It's adorable seeing a big dog like him. Sorry guys if I'm not extremely too chatty, but there's a lot going on here and I'm trying to pay attention to everybody and sell stuff and give you all a great show as well. We do have a lot of great people from a lot of different YouTube channels here. Hey, Off Kilter, how's it going? Hey, Farm All Fanatic, thanks for stopping in. Hey, buddy. Buddy with Gemini Homestead. Is the stream holding all right, guys? Thanks. Smudge, the unofficial homesteading mascot, guarding the front door. How's it going, Austin? On the shirt, the tag. Nathan. Yes, sir.
I already know I had to come this weekend.
We have. I'm not even going to try to say how many YouTube content creators we have here, but I am seeing steady streams from a bunch of people showing up, and this event is barely been going on for 37 minutes, and it's starting to pick up more and more every second. I'm loving it. You saying me? That's fine, Kevin. I appreciate you being here for the amount of time that you were. Sorry about having to deliver the pit bulls to a new family, but hopefully it works out for them. Hopefully you retain visitation rights. Thanks, Christy. How are you doing? How you doing? I'm sure with as nice as y'all say they are, they'll let you visit them. And I know for a fact it won't take much for them to spoil them. They're already spoiled pretty well. Later, Kevin. Hope to see you later. Hey, Mess Hall, how's it going?
We learn something new every day, and this is something new. It's an amazing product. The nutrients died off.
like got taken out and have you seen this?
They're handy, and even though they're called a honey dipper, they work for sorghum, molasses, anything that stick like that. And it's really, you just keep it spinning after you dip it, and then put it over where you want, stop, and it just dribble off. Go to spin it again.
Yeah.
Now, just wash it in warm water, don't put it in the dishwasher. But yearly or so, mineral oil it, and it'll last you forever.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it is. This thing's kicking off more and more people coming in. It's more fun. This is a good show. How you doing, sir? I know what you're thinking. What is this? I said, I know what you're thinking, and you're like, what is this? It's a garden dibble. It's something they used in Europe for centuries. But I have this one marked off in a 1/2 inch because most seeds today you plant 1/2 inch deep. But if you take your tomato start, you can set it up next to it and see how the depth of that is. Put it in your well-worked soil, make your hole, pop your seedling in there. Or for the ladies who like to plant tulip poplars and stuff back in the day, 6 inch marked all the way down so you can get it in there and work it to plant.
The lighting looks different because the first pictures we take in these I just started he was spraying down in his preacher's house. They were out there dropping. He was putting it on every plant he could find. His house was on 3B on 14th Street by Huge Park. Well, anyway, I just moved these people trying to get a wider the difference between the guys. That's 5
They're garden dibbles. Garden dibbles are dibblers. Yes, sir. I got them marked on 1/2 inch because a lot of our seeds are 1/2 inch depth. But say you take a seed start from like Bonnie seeds or something, I've got it marked in increments of 1 inch so you can really plant it to depth. And then tulips used to be real popular, and it was a bulb, 6 inch depth, and you could really make the hole to put the bulb in and rake your dirt back over top of it. And then the only difference in all of them is just some diameter sizes and the handles. Yellow scoop. And then this is just a walnut like coffee scoop, about 2 tablespoons. And this is one that I just made when I was starting to develop that. It's made out of a sweet gum tree, and it's about a 1 tablespoon. Then a crochet hook. It's really a multi-purpose kitchen tool. Like for people with a food processor or a meat grinder, you can use it for that. You can use it just like this to pack jars for fermented vegetables or stuff like that. And then for people who like mint juleps or berry, it's a muddler for like anything. Honey dippers, yep. And not only can you they call them honey dippers, but you can use them for sorghum, molasses, anything thick like that. Anything that's will just glob up on it, because as it starts to pull off, you just keep turning it and it keeps wrapping around it. So it can never, centrifugal force holds it on there and it never has a chance to drip. And then you just stop it when you're ready and pour it off. You keep turning it and then you don't have a mess all over the place.
I want to see them on TV.
I make things like this.
Like Cheerios.
When I seen it, it kind of looked like I make handles for whips. Almost.
Yeah, it wouldn't be much different other than, pour the hoe, take a hole here and a hole here so you can run your lashings through and then braid it on down. But that you can tie around.
That's how you.
Right. All these are like third grade boards, oak boards that are going to get destroyed anyway. And so I mill them down to, it's 5/4 by 5/4 boards already. Mill it down into the 1 by 1 and then turn it between centers. Like this right here, I'll turn it in a chuck with use my tailstock to support it. But if there's any defect in this at all from here to here, it's just going to fall off. So my best bet is just to try to get it as long as I can. But if I can get it, 1.5 inches, it's still usable with about a 3-finger handle, and it can still be used. And what little pieces I have that I don't use, I'll make little tops that are about 3/4 inch to 1 inch around. They can spin real fast. And if I absolutely can't use it for any of that, I throw it in my smoker. So there's even the sawdust goes in the smoker, or I compost it. There's zero waste to it. I don't want smudge hair. Hey, my family garden, how's it going?
Missing out.
Thank you.